Hey everybody, it's Sharmel. Welcome back to Locs Lifestyle. Welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here and you enjoy Loc content, lifestyle content, and self-help and self-development content, then make sure you subscribe because I do a little bit of all of that. As you guys can see by the title, today's video is going to be what I do not like about the Loc community. Yes, I do have locks. I do have my hair wrapped up today in this hair wrap. I started to take my hair wrap off just so I can actually show my locks in this video, but I really liked my look today. I love the whole red thing that's going on. So I was like, I feel cute and I'm gonna keep my hair wrap on. If you're interested in getting this look, I do have a few head wrap tutorials here on my channel, so I will link those down in the description box if you want to check those out. But now let's get into this video.
As the sun shines in all of my glory, my flaws don't look so bad at all. What was I so afraid of?
So I did another video, I think it was last summer, and I titled it Things I Don't Like About My Locks. And I just talked about some few things that I was personally struggling with along my Loc journey. I wanted to do a part 2, basically talk about the things I don't like about the Loc community. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So before we actually get started in this video, I do want to do a quick little disclaimer because I know how you girls like to tussle, okay? This video is not directed towards anybody in particular, anybody specific. I'm just going to be speaking like in a broad, general sense. So luckily I've been fortunate enough when it comes to like my Loc content and when it comes to like my online community here on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram page, for the most part have had very like positive interactions, even in real life, and we talk about hair, locks, and things like that. I've been fortunate enough to have a positive actual interaction and exchanges with people. However, ever since I started my Loc journey, I started following like more Loc pages and stuff on Instagram, and sometimes I read them comments from people and like people in the Loc community, and I'll be like, y'all too much. Y'all are just downright annoying. So again, I'm just talking about the broader community from the things that I see online. So the first thing that I want to talk about, honestly, this is kind of just like my overall theme for this video. I'm going to talk about a few things, but they're all going to filter back to this one point, and that is everyone's journey is different. Everyone's Loc journey is different. Everyone's journey in life in general is going to be different. And I see so much like nitpicking on the internet with people talking about, oh, you're supposed to do your locks like this, you shouldn't maintenance your locks like this, oh, you shouldn't do this, oh, you're only supposed to do that. And it just be a lot of bickering and back and forth, and it's like it's just irritating. I hear people say everyone's Loc journey is different, but people don't really allow people the space to enjoy their Loc journey or go along their Loc journey however it's designed for them to do. Just because you prefer to do a certain thing with your locks doesn't mean that that other person is obligated to also do their locks that way. Everyone here matures differently. Some people are more experimental with their locks, and if they want to be more experimental, that's okay. If you like to keep things pretty simple and minimal, that's okay for you as well. Literally everybody's Loc journey is different. And so when I see just like unnecessary bickering as it relates to locks, it's just annoying. And obviously there's always going to be best practices for certain things, but people have the right to choose what they feel is best or what they just want to do with their hair in general. And if that's not what you like to do, that's okay. Let people do what they want to do with their hair. The next thing I want to talk about is people who have had locks for like, y'all grandfathered into the game, okay? Y'all tenured, y'all been in this Loc game for a minute. Some of y'all can be annoying too. I see some, like, whether they're locticians or just someone who's had locks for 10 plus years or whatever, they can be really like rude and condescending towards like people who are starting out new in their journey. You know, I just see comments like, well, I had locks for X amount of years and you really don't have to do all of that. Y'all wasting your time, y'all doing too much. Again, let people do what they want to do. If somebody is choosing to do that with their hair, let them. And I'm the type of person, like, I don't disregard sound advice. Like, obviously there are some people who have like a lot of experience as it relates to locks, and yeah, they can offer some sound advice, but at the end of the day, nobody has to take your advice. And then on top of that, you don't have to be rude towards people who don't want to take your advice. Because somebody may have had X amount of experience, they assume that when a person does something to their hair that they're not aware of potential damage. So for example, as it relates to bleaching your locks, coloring your locks, that's one of those things that, you know, people have a lot of varying opinions about. You'll see comments from somebody like, oh, you shouldn't bleach your locks gonna fall out. And my thing is like, most people, if they're choosing to bleach their locks, 9 times out of 10, they are fully aware of any potential damage that may be an outcome. So like myself, I'm more the type that I like to experiment with my hair. So every time I do something with my hair, in my mind, I always know that something could go wrong and may change the entire course of my journey. But I act and I still do what I want with that knowledge because I personally am willing to take the risk. So if that's not you, that's okay. But if someone wants to experiment, like 9 times out of 10, the person knows what they're doing may have an adverse effect on their hair. If you've been in the lock game for a long time, congratulations. But that don't mean that you know everything. And I think that's my biggest issue is that not everybody, again, this is general. Some people come off like as very know-it-all, and I feel like some people have this idea because they take care of their hair, say the natural way, or they do things what they feel is the right way, that automatically puts them on like a pedestal, or it makes them better than somebody who may not take care of their hair that way. And I don't care how healthy your hair is. I don't care how good of you take care of your hair. If you got a nasty attitude, it don't matter. None of that even matters in the long run. It don't matter how long your locks are. If you got a nasty, bad attitude, that's going to outshine any of that. And honestly, my list is not too long because I stand by everyone's journey is different and everybody has the right to do with their hair what they choose to. But y'all issue with lock extensions and what's the other one? Instant locks. I don't know if that's what they call. I think that's what they call. Y'all issue with that. Y'all gotta let that go. Y'all gotta let that go. And at first, I'm like, maybe I feel away because if you haven't seen my recent lock update, I will be extending my natural lock soon via lock extensions. So I was like, maybe I'm in my feelings because I personally am choosing to do lock extensions. But no, y'all aggravating. Y'all's irritating. People who have an issue with lock extensions, you guys are really irritating and you guys grind my gears. And I think it's really funny because this anti-weave, the anti-weave community, one of their biggest complaints as it relates to black women in weave is that black women don't wear weaves of their natural texture. And even when a black woman wears a weave of their natural texture, I mean, like, how more natural can you get with lock extensions? Y'all still find a reason to complain about it. So it's like, yeah, y'all are just aggravating. I see so many comments, like, as it on Instagram, especially, like if I watch a video or look at a picture or something and it's like instant locks or it's like lock extension, the comment section is guaranteed to be a mess and controversial. Like I was watching one video, they had the sound, it was like, I started from the bottom. Y'all say, y'all, what was that? What's that one TikTok sound? And I'll show you what the bottom looked like. So this particular person, I guess they had relaxed hair before starting their lock journey. They got instant locks. And then the rest of the video is like their progression from their relaxed hair to their instant lock, and then a year later into their lock journey. And so many people have their panties in a bunch because it's like, that's not the bottom. You got instant locks. Yeah, your lock journey is this, but that's not the bottom. I seen one comment was like, the whole purpose of starting your lock journey is to embrace your natural hair. You're cheating the process. That was your reason for starting your lock journey. Everybody's not starting their lock journey to embrace their natural hair or to make it this self-love journey, or for it to be a spiritual journey. Like myself personally, I didn't start my locks for that reason. I do think when you go through like the traditional way of starting your locks, yes, you do learn those things along the way, but that's not everybody's prime reason for starting their locks. This is other girl I follow on Instagram, and she has lock extensions. Now, when I first found her page, I didn't even know her lock extensions looked so good. I didn't even realize they were lock extensions. She just had a lot of nice styles. As someone who enjoys styling their locks, I follow her because I'm like, ooh, she always got really bomb lock styles. So she was reposting on like another lock page for a style that she had in. There was one comment in particular that was like, oh, her locks are fake. And I'm like, why is that necessary? Why do you need to point that out? What does that have to do with the style that they're showcasing? Whether her locks are real or fake, it was a nice style. It was a cute style. So what is your point? And I think This is honestly another video for another day, but I think a lot of people are obsessed with like humbling people, or again, going back to like, you didn't struggle, you didn't go through the struggle of the Locs journey. Everybody don't want to struggle, and everybody don't have to struggle. If somebody finds an easier way to do something, they're well within their right to do. Like, I'm personally at a place in my life where I'm letting go of the ideal of struggling. So many of us feel like we have to struggle in order to have something of value, and that's such a low vibrational thought process. What's the saying? Work smarter, not harder. If I find a smarter, easier way to do something where I don't have to struggle in the process, why wouldn't I do that? Those are like the main issues that I have like with the Loc community. And at the end of the day, like I said, everyone's process, everyone's journey is different. And then this next thing I want to talk about, I was debating on whether I was going to actually address it or not. But I decided to address it, honestly, because it did kind of, it irritated me. So basically, in my 1.5-year Loc update video where I told you guys that I would be starting this new journey with the Loc extensions, someone left a comment on that video, and I don't really want to single this person out because that's not my intention for going into this part of the video. But someone left a comment on the video. The comment said, "Black women just can't seem to stay away from weave. It's sad, honestly." As soon as I read that, like, I was immediately irritated by the comment. And so over this past week, I'm like, why am I so irritated about that comment? Because I made the decision to extend my Locs for me. It's something that I personally wanted to do, and I'm okay with my decision, but I'm like, why was I so annoyed by someone else's comment? On one hand, I feel like a lot of times when we are irritated by things, because there's truth behind it. So what I will say is that there is validity to what the commenter said. However, I think the thing that really pissed me off about the comment and annoyed me is that, I've said it before, I started my Loc journey for aesthetic purposes. I think that I was offended more so because I personally have never marketed myself as like a natural hair guru, as a Loc guru. If you have been following me and following my channel, I'm very new to the Loc community. Before I started my Locs, I was doing wig reviews, weave videos, braiding videos, all type of hairstyles that incorporate weave. I started my Locs 1.5 years ago with not a lot of knowledge about Locs. I had been wanting Locs for a long time, but I never thought that. I literally woke up one month and was like, I'm ready to start my Loc journey, and that's what I did. I've never been like this adversary for natural hair or for women to embrace their natural hair. And I think one of the reasons why certain people gravitate towards me and my channel and my Loc journey specifically is because of my openness and my transparency as someone who came from like the weave community essentially to the Loc community, and how for me, my feelings and openness about that transition. If I'm being completely honest, I'm trying to figure out a way to say this without offending anybody. In my honest opinion, when I started my Loc journey, again, as someone who came from like the weave community, I had a lot of hesitancy about starting my Loc journey because I personally, me in my experience, I didn't see anybody like me with Locs. I have my own, you know, biases and stereotypes based on my experience and what I thought having Locs meant and what a woman with Locs looks like. And again, I'm speaking from my experience. I can't emphasize that enough. So in my experience, like I said, I had a lot of ignorance and just lack of knowledge, biases, stereotypes about women with Locs prior to starting my Loc journey, and that was one of the reasons why I really wanted to document it. So obviously in this journey, I found other people who I can relate to, like in the social media world, on the internet and things like that. But in real life, most of the women who I seen in real life with Locs, they were either very like hippie-ish, like that boho thing. That's not really my vibe. Or they were like lesbians or studs or things like that. I don't identify with that. Or I would see women with Locs, they were like older and mature. In real life, I didn't see any women who resembled me, who I related to, who had Locs. So part of my journey on YouTube and me sharing my Loc journey was being that representation for those type of women who, you know, have been wearing wigs and weaves all their life or a big portion of their life, or who enjoy those things, but they do want to try something new while still maintaining their same identity, femininity, and just overall confidence as they transition into these Locs. And I will also say, like, at a basic level, hair is just hair, right? But I also understand that as Black women, we have never really had the privilege to live a life where our hair is just hair. You know, we have a history of our bodies in general being policed. Our bodies, including our hairs, they're politicized. So I understand that for Black women, our hair is just not hair. No matter how much we try to make it just hair, at least in this point in time, it's not going to be that, right? Obviously, I'm not oblivious to that. I'm a Black woman who wears weaves, who's worn weaves, who's had natural hair, relaxed hair, pixie cuts, short hair, all that. I didn't get it all. So as a Black woman, I understand the attachment with our hair. But at the same time, everyone's attachment to their hair is not the same. The way people value their hair is differently. On a general term, like, yes, I do think a lot of us use our hair as a tool of confidence. We use our hair to feel beautiful, to feel confident about ourselves. I agree with that. However, like I said, our attachment to it is differently. The way that we view ourselves and the value that we put on our hair is just going to vary from person to person, and I just don't think it's fair. And I think we do ourselves a disservice when we place certain expectations on people based on their hair, especially expectations that the person themselves never agreed to. I would be naive and just I feel like it would be completely dishonest for me to say that some women don't have the healthiest attachments to their hair, especially to like weaves and extensions. Obviously, that's true. But at the same time, if your purpose and your mission is to encourage or help Black women to embrace their natural selves, then I just feel like there's a way to go about doing that. If that's truly your mission, you have to take into account that as people, as Black women, we all come with our own baggage as it relates to our hair, just as in life. We all have our personal experiences that we bring to whatever circumstance. So if you are somebody who's never had to question or find ways to love yourself, love your natural hair, love your locks, or anything like that, congratulations. Like, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that there are Black women out here who never had to go through that struggle of learning to love themselves. Or if you are someone who did start where you wasn't always the most confident and you didn't love yourself in your purest form and you somehow overcame that, I'm happy for you too. But everybody doesn't come from that same background. There are still many of us out here figuring ourselves out, figuring out how to love ourselves, figuring out how we want to present ourselves to the world. And I just feel like we need to offer more grace and space to those people without condemning them or making them feel bad for the choices that they do make as it relates to their hair. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about. If you are new to my channel and you were introduced to me through Locs, also understand, like, yes, I love my locks. I've been enjoying this journey. I have learned a lot of new things, but I'm not only locks. I am a lover of hair in general, and I enjoy doing all types of hairstyle, and I love creating a community in a space where people can be transparent about how they feel about their hair. You see some videos or lock updates and people are always just super positive about their hair, and I don't think that's realistic. As much as I love my hair, I have bad days with my hair. I had plenty of days where I felt ugly. I didn't like the way that I looked, and I struggled with that. And I want other people to know that just because you have bad days or just because you have moments where you don't like the way that you look doesn't mean that you don't love yourself in general. It's truly a journey to get to that point of self-acceptance and self-love. And I just think it's ironic because the word freedom is commonly associated with locks, but even with that being so, we still try to dictate how people choose to live out that freedom with their locks. So that's going to be it for this video, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Snatched by Sharmel. Definitely, if you want to add to the conversation, drop down in the comment section and leave a comment. Let's keep it cute. But yeah, so that's it, and I will see you all in my next video.